Squad.
Squad up.
Super producer extraordinaire, Storm Norm General.
I'm going to keep it real like you never heard me keep it real on any other show on WBKS1.com.
Yeah. Dawood Ali. Bangs on the beats. I give him no rest and no retreat. Good nullifies evil. New to the family. Her name is Yo. Give us some love.
Catch him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at The Real Yolan.
See?
Hashtag We Wanna Know.
Yolan.
And I'm gonna put these dudes on the spot.
A lot of people sent her questions that they want to ask us as men. I don't want nobody to get offended on this particular show. We're going to keep it real about what's going on in the news, our personal lives maybe, topics that y'all may want to talk about. www.wbks1.com.
Bang, bang. I got a crew with me.
All right, now. Organize this new setup situation. With the real, what's the word?
Crispy. Nice and crispy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the Man Cave Morning Show. I am your host, HRJR. We got the seating situation a little resituated, so let me get acclimated with my surroundings. To my immediate left, we got the man that makes it all possible, the kernel of crispiness, but otherwise known as the General DJ Storm. Norm, what's
Mr.
good, brother?
Super Crispy.
What? All right, to my immediate right, for a change, closest to me, as well as closest to our hearts. She's the female perspective of the show. We call her Yo. What's up, love?
Morning, blessings, blessings.
And all the way to the far right, but always and still my right-hand man. We call him the Muslim Buddhist. Always there for the balance. His name is Dawood Ali. Give him some love.
Nam your whole run your kill. Let's get it.
All right. I'm just gonna come with it. I'm on one. I peeped some things on the news a couple days ago, and then I was listening to one of my talk shows on the way here, and it put me on one because I discovered some more things about it. So I'm just gonna jump right into this. In the city of Camilla, Georgia, the population is 70% African American. They elected an African American mayor. The city council is 6 seats, half black, half white. The city council has refused to, or the city manager, by way of the city council, has refused to give the mayor the keys to his own office in City Hall for 2 years. I'm really disgusted at black folk right now. You might think that I'm kind of pissed off at white people because of this, but white people gonna do what white people gonna do. I'm disgusted at the black folk in the sunken place who are allowing this to happen. Fortunately, we not really relying on Camilla, Georgia for anything that, like stuff that we need to boycott them, but I'm on one today. I'm really on one today because we're not looking out for our own. We always quick to talk about what the white man is doing, but we're not looking out for our own.
Always.
We are not looking out for our own. That's just not right. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. You guys can look it up. There's a good article about it on The Root. The mayor, his name is Rufus Davis, and he is a Rutgers alum.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wow.
He also worked for Goldman Sachs. I knew something was missing. And he moved back to Camilla to take care of his mother, decided to get involved with his community, ran for mayor, got elected. Now keep this in mind. 99% of the black children go to public school. 99% of the white children go to a private school. But the way they got the town gerrymandered, the black kids can't get into the white school.
I like that gerrymander.
Well, that's the word. That the way they got the whole town redlined and everything mapped out. This town even has a segregated cemetery. And Mayor Davis, his name is Rufus Davis, he called in Benjamin Crump. For those who do not know who Benjamin Crump is, that is the attorney who represented Trayvon Martin's parents. All right. So first he was going in talking about trying to clear up this cemetery situation, but then it gets deeper when you find out that the black mayor, the duly elected black mayor of this town, is refused to be given the keys to his own office. And then I get to thinking, and then I'm going to get off this politics so we can get on with the rest of the show.
Thank you, because you should have informed us of this so we can be more informed. But go ahead.
I'm informing you now.
Okay.
So, never mind.
I'm messing with you, man. Go ahead, man.
Nah, because here's the thing. Donald Trump got allowed in the White House. Hit it. So if we could allow that, how can we not do something about this?
So he's not allowed in his office. How's he running the town if he's not allowed in the office?
I guess he working out the den in the basement. I don't know. But basically what he did was he hired Benjamin Crump. He's boycotting the city council. I guess because what they're doing is they're just basically making him a figurehead. They're trying to use the city council to give his authority and his powers to hire city employees and conduct city business as a mayor would, give that to the city manager. And then all of whom are answerable to the city council. See, so I guess that's for everyone who lives in a municipality, which we all do. You better get to know how the politics of your town work. You better get to know the inner workings and hidden mechanisms of where you live so you can be more involved. So to all you so-called woke brothers and sisters out there, if you could tell me all about what Dwight Mann is doing and so on and so forth, but you can't tell me what's going on in your own city council, what's going on in your own town, where you live, shut the F up.
The town is predominantly African American? What is the percentage?
70%.
It's a 70% majority.
Yes.
Town.
Yes.
Is allowing this to occur for 2 years straight.
Here's the thing.
What do you
Here's
make me
the
understand
thing.
this?
Towns are not just run by the mayor, by one person. All right. The mayor is answerable the same way in a corporation. A CEO or president of the corporation may be beholden to the shareholders, may be answerable to the board, something like that. It's the same with the municipalities. Mayors are answerable to the city council. The city council are answerable to the different districts or however many seats there are in that city council. You see what I'm saying? So there are 6 seats on the city council. Everything the mayor want to do, the mayor just can't say, I want to do this, that, and the third. The mayor has to present a proposal to the city council to the people let the city council know what's up, and then the city council lets the mayor know what he can or cannot do.
Does the city council have access to their offices?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Man, look, man.
So anyway, let's just move on. But I say that to say, in addition to all the stuff that we bring to this show,
right,
wherever you live, if you want to be woke about what's going on in Libya, and you want to be woke about what's going on in Ferguson, and you want to be woke about what's going on wherever, your ass damn sure better be woke about what's going on in the town where you live.
Look around your own surroundings. Look around. Pay attention to your own environment.
All right,
please.
so
hold on, wait, real quick. Shout out to Zoma Dio Toto One Halo on Periscope, sending us mad love, sending us the hearts.
Salute. No, man, I agree 200%. I hear a lot of people complaining all the time about this and that, and the mayor this, and we don't have this program, and we don't do this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They complain, but they don't do nothing about it. You ask them if they vote. My vote, it ain't gonna matter anyway. They're gonna elect who they want to elect.
right.
How does that sound?
But
They're gonna elect who they want to elect. No, if you vote and everybody comes out enough, you know what I'm saying, and gets the candidate that y'all want, that candidate might win.
Right.
yeah. So yeah, just be conscious.
And every strive we've made in the civil rights movement was political. It went through the African American church, and it went through the political power structure. So yes, indeed, votes. Become more politically active in your town. I agree.
You have to. All right, so let's jump into the question of the day. maybe this question will help us bring the mood up a little bit. I didn't mean to start out low, but
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
I'm gonna do it when it has to be done because sometimes our people need to hear what they need to hear.
I'm near the controls now.
Whatever, man.
And,
All right,
and
so
that's
let's jump
definitely a topic we can talk
We're
about.
gonna jump
more
into the
deeply.
question of the
More
day.
deeply.
Today's question of the day: are you a team player or are you a lone wolf? Now, if you want to call in, let us know what you think. First, let us get to talking about it. Give you something to have an opinion about beyond the title. Our number is 646.
233.
1302.
All right. So, Norm, this was actually one of the questions that you proposed at one of our post-production
Yes.
meetings. So what was your inspiration for this question?
Actually, just people's actions. You know, a lot of times people will come across like they want to be a part of something, and a part of a group or whatever, and it's just all about them. It's just all about them. They don't really want to interact with anybody else. They won't take no suggestions from nobody else. They won't listen to nobody else. So the question is, are you a team player or are you a lone wolf? Do you rather just do things by yourself? Do you want help from anybody else? Or do you have all the answers? Do you have all the answers? Back in the day, I used to be that dude. The younger 20-year-old me, 30-something, early 30-something-year-old me, was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew all the answers. You couldn't tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? And then I woke up one day, reality check, like, okay, well, if you think you can do every damn thing by yourself, then there's no need for us to be around you. You know what I'm saying? I got a reality check from a few people close to me. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I need you.
Right.
And that's hard for a lot of people
Yes.
to say.
Yes.
That's hard for a lot of people to say. I need you. I need Glow. I need Julian. I need Yo. I need Woo. I need HRJR. I need Ebony. I need
can't
my
see,
wife.
Y'all can't see Ebony, but she here. She here
Yeah,
with
she
us.
in the building. That's our intern.
Ebony.
But I need these people to make this all work. You know what I'm saying? So I never get too beyond myself where I think I don't need nobody. You know, and a lot of people just think they don't need anyone. I'm the ish. I'm the man. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need my wife. I can cook myself. Like people saying, I can cook myself. I can clean myself. I can take care of myself. I'm just keeping it 100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't go through life with that damn mentality that you don't need nobody. I need my Facebook friends. Salute to y'all. My Instagram followers. Twitter followers, whatever the case. Like, I need y'all. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that so high on myself, whereas I won't humble myself to be like, I don't need anybody. I think we all need somebody. I mean, agree, disagree. Can you go through life by yourself? Yo, Woo, HR?
Quick shout out to Harris Stang on Twitter. He says he's a hybrid of the both. It depends on the environment and what I'm trying to get accomplished. And that resonates with me. But first of all, I'm a huge team player. Honestly, I work
Yes,
better.
you are.
I work better with other people. It keeps me motivated. You know, when I'm with other people and a lot of people are putting energy into the same thing I'm putting energy in, it motivates me to keep putting in more and keep, being positive and working together because, magic happens when you work with other people.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
and you get different perspectives too. Like I'm not creative in some sense. Like when it comes to words and coming up with like cute little phrases that will engage audiences, that's not my strong suit. But give me some video clips, I'll put together a quick reel for you. So I think collaboration is huge.
It's big.
The part about being collaborative is acknowledging the other person, the other people around you bring something to the table. Okay. Now, am I a lone wolf or a team player? I would say that I'm a team player. Outwardly, spiritually, I'm a lone wolf because I do a lot of studying. I seek knowledge and solace. But even then, I would say I'm a team player because I'm subject to my elders. I'm subject to different knowledge bases, different esoteric things that I get into. And I discovered, like you, in my young 20s, young gunner, young stunner, that the reason that I wanted to be alone was because I was arrogant, and that arrogance stemmed from low self-esteem. And once I realized where the arrogance was coming from, I dropped it completely, and an entire world opened up to me to realize that it's not just me, that is us. And ultimately, if I love myself, I recognize that you and I are one. So there's no such thing as this lone this lone that. Now, are there times where I have to step up and project myself and get things done that I need to get done? Yes, but wisdom dictates, and the universe and God dictates that we're all one.
Grew up an only child. And a lot of people say, oh, you only child, you spoiled. Mother F y'all if that's y'all take on it. Before anybody come out and say it, mother F you. Because okay, I grew up not getting everything I wanted, but I damn sure got everything I needed. And that's just how I look at it. And one of the things I definitely got that I needed growing up was structure and discipline. But when I enlisted in the Air Force, that actually before that, when I was in high school and Dawood and I were on the fencing team together, you know, we had to function as a team. Everybody had to pull their fair share. And fencing is both an individual and team sport, because when you're on the strip and you're competing against the other person, it's not like 4 or 5 people going at it at the same time. It's one person against another person on a strip. How wide is that strip? Not even 3 feet?
Not
even 3 feet wide. There's you and that person fighting back and forth for touches and ground. All right. Then after high school, going into college, we kept it moving. And then I left college and joined the Air Force. Now that's where it really got real, because what they train you in the military is you have to be striving for perfection, and you have to be able to work together, because somebody going off by himself could get everybody killed. So, I mean, and it's an extreme situation, but it's an extreme career field. And after the Air Force, when I went back to school and I pledged, that's why I learned to develop the concept of what I call the collective individual.
Right.
You have to be able to know how to rock by yourself. Move, what Jay-Z said, move in a room full of vultures, right? But then you also have to know how to pull a Voltron and come together and be able to, and just be able to function. It reminds me of the Neo song with Fab, where he says, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Smooth P in the chat. Shout out to Stephanie Diaz, who says she's a team player all the way.
Yeah, you gotta be. What some people do is like, yo, I got this. No, I don't need you. No, I got this.
I think it would behoove you to know what team you're on.
Shh, no, that way I don't need you to talk, bro.
Okay,
I got this.
Go. Like you gotta do your due diligence and see whether, and do some planning and see whether the team that you're on share your same values.
Absolutely.
And once they share your same values, your ego just drops, and you become one.
Yep.
You become synergized by acknowledging, okay, we all have one goal, we all have one thing that we're trying to accomplish, right? And my crazy and your crazy kind of line up, because we all crazy.
How many people out there will admit, whether you watching us, or we got a lot to say from now, whether you watching us on Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Ustream, WBcast1.com,
bang bang,
or Facebook Live, or listening to us on Twitter, how many people out there are guilty?
Tune in.
And tune in.
Listening to us on Twitter.
I mean, listening to us on TuneIn. How many people out there are guilty thinking they could do every damn thing by themselves? You know, at least you thought like that at one point in your life, whereas you don't need anybody. How many had that attitude at one point in their life? They don't need anybody. And then they had a quick wake-up call, like, damn, I do need help. I do need other people to help me. I do need to be a part of a team, a group. I want to know. Call in
646-233-1302.
Yeah, call in. I want to hear some of your thoughts, some of your opinions, and everything on this subject.
You know, when people get to that point, they may have that mindset of, if I want it done right, I got to do it myself. How do you feel about that quote?
I still feel that way sometimes because I realize, and I'm not kicking nobody's back in or talking about anybody specific, but I realize that everybody is not as passionate about your vision, you know, as you are, you know, as you may be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not into what you're into. So, you know, they may treat your equipment different. All right, so Jerry, I may be like, hey, I didn't buy this mic or whatever like that. Pow, pow, slap up the mic. Because he didn't buy it, so he don't care. You know what I'm saying? You may be like, oh, I knocked over Norman's monitor. You know, so it's just a monitor, whatever, and it breaks, whatever like that. Because it's not yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's that attitude. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'd rather let me just do this by myself. Let me handle this by myself. I got this part by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how I want things. I'm very detailed. I'm very detailed and specific. If something is off slightly or whatever like that, I will work and fix it. And it's funny because I'm working with Yolanda last night, and we both was trying to figure out something, and it's like, yo, we can't leave until we figure this out.
That's what's up.
And both of us was like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is my little mini me.
Right.
I promise you, we were sitting at the computer for 5 hours straight.
Yes.
Didn't even stand up, stretch our legs. Because I know I'm the type that when it comes to computer stuff, I'm kind of tech savvy a little bit. So when I'm already on a roll, I don't want to get up and have to come back to the same problem I already had.
Right.
So I'm trying to sit down and get it done. So when I come up and sit back down, I'm doing something new. And I feel accomplished, making progressions. Know what I mean?
I'm just curious, HR, when you was writing your books, one of your books, and somebody maybe you drew from an experience you had in your life, and you was like, you know what? Maybe your wife knew what you was writing about, whatever. And was like, hey, honey, let me help you with that part, because I remember when you was going through this, whatever, like that.
No.
Did you feel like you needed her help, or like I just got this? I'm writing this book. I don't really need anybody else's.
All three of my books were like straight lone wolf work.
Okay.
Period. With the exception of the proofreading, because when you're writing, you see things the way you want to see them, but none of us are perfect. So there may be like a grammatical error that I just don't see, because even if I'm reading it, your eyes will get accustomed to seeing what your mind is telling it to see. So a comma will slip or a word will be misspelled, but because you're speaking what you're reading in your head, you don't see that little mistake or whatever. But no, when it comes to my writing, and for the most part, a lot of writers, it's because it's your vision.
Right.
If I'm writing my book telling my story and it's all on me, no, because then I'm also ain't sharing no money with you. But,
right.
True. I'm mad at you.
Respect on that.
Because ain't nobody coming at me talking about, and because a lot of people do get caught out there. If I do use somebody else's material, and by that I mean quote somebody, you have to give them that credit. You have so. But that's not like it's a team effort. I'm quoting Tony Robbins or I'm quoting Brian Tracy or Les Brown or something like that. Right. I'll say what they say, put it in quotes, and put their name on it. People lose their college careers. People lose their livelihoods. True. When stuff comes out, they find out they plagiarized something. That's a whole different talk.
Respect. And I think that you do when you're bringing an idea to fruition, when you're birthing an idea, when you're changing paradigms, when you're going from one place to the next. You have to be by yourself. You have to be by yourself so that you know, and you have the confidence in yourself to know that you can go from one place to another place on your own steam. I think everyone at the table to some degree is a lone wolf, or you wouldn't have got to the table, because maybe you were in a situation where you wanted to go to somewhere else and someone doubted you. You'll never get on the radio, Dawood. You're too old. You'll never be able to do this shit. Okay. So what did I do? I prepared myself by myself, even though I was in the confines of a family and a work environment and I had friends or whatever.
Right.
I knew literally one day I'll be sitting behind this desk. I knew that. And I had to keep that to myself, because a lot of times when you put your dreams out there, right, people just rip you apart. Now they want to be they want to be down when they see the success,
Right.
Yep.
but the struggle is lonely.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Right. Right. Dig it.
No, I hear you. Honestly, I think when it comes to personal development, I mean, I guess this may be common sensey, but when it comes to personal development and growing as a professional and growing in your work, I think that's when personally I become a lone wolf, because I can take advice from other people and I can, feed off of everyone's critiques, but I'm the only one that can, grow myself to be what I need to be. Like if I'm on set, there's a football game and I'm on set and I'm part of a whole crew, I'm not trying to hang around with all the other students who don't know what they're doing or feel like, oh, they didn't assign me something to do, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stand here. I'm not like that. I'm either going to look busy, I'm gonna be walking around looking like I have someplace to go, or I'm gonna be sitting down networking with someone, asking them about their background, where they came from, how did you get into
Right.
sports, that sort of thing. Like when it comes to stuff like that, no one else moves that way with me. Like sometimes people are shy and don't want to, put themselves out there like that, but I don't mind going to an event a networking event by myself.
Right.
Like I'm not, if I can't find someone to come with me, sometimes I prefer to go by myself because no one knows how to move the way I move. I'm walking in for free.
What?
Every time I'm walking in for free because I look like I was supposed to be there.
And maybe you're the only woman
Yes.
in a room full of
Yes.
athletes, and you're the only woman there. I mean, that's what's up.
One thing I've always been blessed with was, and people don't realize something, if you had a chance to have money or power or access, what would you rather have? And what I learned in this game is access
Yes.
Hear you.
equates to power
And money.
and then to money.
Right.
So having access is very, very important in this entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? Making yourself accessible. Even people I know that were haters in the game or whatever, when I'm around their circle or whatever like that, they respect my hustle, they respect my grind,
Right.
whatever. So they allowed me access and vice versa. Because at the end of the day, when you really look at why anybody hates on something, or you may hate on something or whatever, when you look at it, it's so petty and it's so small to the bigger picture that
Right.
everybody's trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, people that hate, sometimes they self-check themselves and be like, you know what? I really shouldn't hate on that because this person may be able to help me one day.
Okay.
And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of this maturity, man. And,
Yes.
I'm so glad I've matured.
Maturity and wisdom. Maturity and wisdom.
Exactly. Both of those things are very important, man.
Right. You got a lot of immature people
Yeah.
in this world.
Yeah, and I'm only with the lone wolf thing. Like HR said when he did his book, that's a lone wolf move. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like me. Even when I'm producing, I know when it comes to mixing down, and maybe I'll understand these terms. Like when you make a record or whatever, you're recording vocals, you're making a track, but the mix down is one of the most important part of a record. And a lot of times I gotta roll dolo on that because I know how I hear stuff. If I produced it and I'm mixing it, I know how I want to hear stuff. So that's a lone wolf move for me, But it's a team effort. It still goes into a team effort, and a lot of people they're not team players, man. Like you ever met somebody and it's just all about them?
Opportunists.
They're not trying to play on a team
Yes.
at all.
Opportunists.
Yes.
Opportunists.
Right.
Opportunists. And I'm quite sure all of us experience an opportunist in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Whereas they try to front like I'm down with the team. But really, they got their own little agenda that they want to, do or whatever like that. And it's bye-bye.
But if you're patient and you're quiet and you're steady in your spot, an opportunist will reveal themselves. They're going to pop off. They're going to show you that they can't help but do that. Right. They can't help but show their hand, because their intention is not matching what they're doing on the outside. On the outside, I'm a team player, but on the inside, they're seething. Like, it's me, it's all about me, it's all about me. If you study to be quiet, that opportunist will show themselves and then maybe get kicked out of the White House. I don't know.
Oh, you think he's an opportunist?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's coming. It's coming. Just ask Omarosa.
Opportunists just have bad vibes, and you can pick up on it.
Yes.
Like, I personally am able to, like, I have like a radar, and I can kind of see through, because it comes out with their words. It comes out what they tell you. They tell you what they see their vision or what they feel like, you know, how the potential could be. But if you're not asking the questions like, oh, what do you think you need to do to improve? Or, you know, how can I get my hands dirty to help out? Like, it's just the wording, you know, wording when you're speaking to people is key. Like, you have to decipher whether or not they're speaking like to you to like get through to you, or they're speaking to push themselves onto you. You know what I mean?
And when someone uses their words and they're condescending and they're not even aware of it. So you're right. Words are powerful. And the opportunist and the narcissist is not even aware of how the words that they use affect other people.
No doubt, man. And shout out to everybody, man, on the check-in. Shout out to people on Facebook Live, on Twitter, YouTube, Periscope, TuneIn, WBKS1.com,
Shout out to the Periscope audience, because they staying strong. Sending us mad hearts.
Salute.
Periscope.
Salute to the hearts. Salute to the. I like hearts. Love hearts.
Love.
Now, okay. So, give me one situation in your life where you dealt with an opportunist. I'm gonna start with HRJR. Through your entire life, college, whatever, when you dealt with an opportunist, you thought this person was really for you, and you realized they weren't. They were about themselves. I think everybody got at least one situation.
Man, come back to me, because nothing comes to mind right now.
So you just ran across some great people in your life. You didn't have no problems.
I mean, but here's the thing. My bullshitometer is always on fleek. So I mean, I don't stick around. I read the writing on the wall. I believe that coincidence is nothing more than God's way of saying, I done told you twice, you should have paid attention the first time. So I read people. I look for the writing on the wall and I read it. And if I have to, I'll cut the cancer quick before. I don't need to wait and find out till the bomb drops to know that the bomb has been lit. So I really have to, you know, come across people that if I detect that you got an agenda, I'm not gonna wait to see you fulfill that agenda and then be mad, because then I got nobody to be mad at myself but myself. So I just as soon fall back, let you play yourself, and then be out.
I'm with that.
You got comments in the live chat.
Let's rock it. Go ahead.
Julian says, I can play in a team when other players in said team understands that team is a we thing and not a me thing. If we all work together, then we work smart, not hard. But primarily, I grew up an only child, and I moved typically as a solo wolf. But because he wanted to be his own thing, he can't say lone wolf like the conversation is going. But anyway, but I'm all for collaborating with like-minded individuals that understand the team concept. Shout out to Marcia, who's watching us. That's my mother-in-law. Love you, Ma.
Hi, Marcia.
Shout out to Wifey, who's in the chat room. Shout out to William Coleman in the chat room. And Wifey says, I'm a lone wolf in regards to my artwork, but I'm a team player when it calls for it.
I wanted to speak to what Norm said about you know, in the workplace. Okay, I had a manager who presented himself one way, right? But in the end, he was an opportunist. Guess what? This person had power over me in terms of could cut my hours, could go after me in certain ways. So I watched the movements, like HR said, and he presented himself in a certain fashion, right? He's a team player. He's about synergy. He's about this. He's about that. But he was a liar, right? He was opportunistic. And he would use his power to undercut. Now, what do? This is how I make my bread and butter. Did I go to the union? Of course I went to the union. They are weak and they were in bed with him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what did I had to bide my time because I recognized before the rest of the staff that this person was an opportunist and this person was out for themselves, and I had to be patient. And it was difficult because I saw him hurt people. I saw him do crazy things to people. Somebody came on the job with a gun trying to smoke. That's how bad it got. That is how bad it got because his narcissism and the fact that he was an opportunist was destroying the unit. But then one day, I literally came to work and the scale tipped. And I would just encourage everyone that when you're going through a difficult time and you're dealing with people like that, your spiritual life has to be strong because you got to have something to fall back on.
Yeah, man.
You got to have God to fall back on when right now you cannot make a move.
Yep.
You cannot, because you have to feed your family. You have to do what you got to do. You got to stay in the pocket, right? And be ready. And then finally, don't think to yourself, well, you know what? In order for me to get ahead, I have to be like this. Keep your character. Remain who you are. Believe in love and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Salute, man. Salute. I'm vibing with everybody this morning, man. Everybody's making some valid points, man. Yo, and you young in the game, so I know you had to deal with some situations.
Yeah, I don't have a specific story, but in general, shoot, on campus, all my homies know me as the plug, okay? So whenever someone, like, needs something, it literally could be anything. Like, my homie DJ is lit. Shout out to him over at Rutgers. He is taking the party game to a whole new level. But when he was first starting out, he was trying to throw a party. It was Friday, and he reaches out to me on Wednesday, says the person that I was supposed to throw the party at their house, he backed out on me. I have all these people trying to come to this party, and I don't have a venue. Help. Literally, I didn't even know him for that long. I'm not even known for, like, parties or anything, but somehow I was able to finagle a house for him to throw the party at, and it was lit. Like, it was fire. So, but to speak on opportunists, I can smell it, you know, and yes, I'm the plug, and yes, I want you to keep relationships with me, and yes, I want you to ask me for things, but I also want your support. You know, I want your support in everything that I do, because I'm all for collabing with other people. I'm all for putting other people on. Like, I like to be known for the plug for that reason, because, you know, if we don't help each other, then what are we on earth for? Like, what am I here for? What am I on a platform? Why am I trying to have a voice in entertainment, a voice in the media? Like, I'm not doing it for no reason. I'm doing it for other people, for it to resonate with other people. But if you don't support me and you're just trying to eat off my plate real quick and then walk away, then that's what I don't. That's not what I like at all.
Yo, you're here to feed your own ego. Me. That's why you're here. That's why you're here, yo. Look at me. Look. I'm important.
Not for no reason. Like, I be faking it. I'll fake it on Instagram. Like, for like the past year, I've been faking it. But now, for real, like, I'm trying to have a platform, and I'm trying to bring other people up on the platform as well.
Because, like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. Bang,
there you
bang.
go.
Call in 646-233-1302. Yeah. Maybe you got a story of being a team player or a lone wolf. You know, which do you prefer? And maybe you have a story about dealing with an opportunist. Maybe you are an opportunist. I don't know.
Would you admit that you're an opportunist? Would you admit that you're full of crap?
Call in.
That you're destructive?
Yes.
We have another comment in the chat.
Let's read it.
Julius says, right now I'm a lone wolf with my artwork. I have to be. This concept and these characters that I'm developing is coming from my mind. So right now I am a lone wolf. After I'm done, I will need a team to get things done on a bigger scale. Like Norm said, I will need access. You guys are all on point this morning.
Well said.
Salute.
Respect.
Now, with regards to the question, are you an opportunist? Each and everyone at this table would be lying if we said no about ourselves. Now, let me define that further. We all want to take advantage of opportunities that come across our path. And as alpha-driven individuals, to whatever degree we may be, in some cases we want to create our own opportunities. It becomes a negative when you are taking poor advantage of a person or situation or people, and you're just trying to use them for what they have. But let's be clear. You know what? I'm gonna answer your question from the opportunist angle.
Okay.
Because it wasn't so much me having to deal with an opportunist, but me actually being the opportunist.
Right.
But not negatively.
Okay. Respect.
Before I became a cop, I worked for Old Navy. Brother that put me on, I used to work with back in the Livingston Mall years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I saw this as an opportunity. So I dove in, ass to elbow deep, doing the job. Only problem is, I did the job so well that he got threatened. And he saw me as an opportunist. He saw me as a threat to his rise.
That's always a problem. Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, dude, you brought me in. I'm loyal to you.
Right.
But the way you should look at it is, my hard work is a testament to you because you brought somebody quality on the team.
Right.
He didn't look at it that way. He allowed his own insecurities to get inside his head, or maybe some other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he began to see me as a threat. Then he began to treat me as a threat. He began, and I would tell you, back then, late 90s, I had this go hard or go home personality.
Right.
To the extent that we will argue. Period.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a F about what you say.
Right.
I'm right. This is how I'm right. This is why I'm right.
Right.
And if you can't shut this down, shut the F up.
Right.
That's how I would go at it. Right? But it got to the point where he would talk to the managers in the store and be like, you don't want to work with Harold because Harold's going to sit at the house. If you try to tell him something, he's going to argue with you. And then he would set little traps. He would actually put batteries in managers' backs. And then the managers
create
would
an atmosphere.
Right. And then the managers would come at me, not even knowing that they're doing his bidding.
Right.
And I'm just standing behind what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But the atmosphere has already been set.
Mm-hmm.
And then I peeped game. Then I realized it. And one of my boys came up to me. He said, so-and-so is trying to like sabotage you. He's telling the managers this, that, and the third.
Right.
And it is funny. He came to me the day after I had the epiphany and realized it. I said, that's cool. I know what he's doing. But here's my solution. If I don't live up to the narrative that he's creating for them,
right,
he's going to be made to look like a fool. So fast forward a couple months, and sometimes you got to play the long game.
Yeah.
So I played the lone wolf. Bringing it back to the topic.
Right.
I played the lone wolf. I took the assignments that nobody wanted. Actually, I played the lone wolf acting as a team member. I took the assignments that nobody wanted. When all the guys wanted to work the floor, look for the shoplifters, when all the guys wanted to sit in the camera room and hunt for the shoplifters on the camera and whatnot, I took the job at the receiving door. Just sitting there signing in employees, signing in shipments and whatnot. Boring as hell. But I used that time. I used that time to read. I used that time to write notes. I used that time to change my thinking. And what wound up happening was when the assignment came to go to the new store that they opened in Baltimore and train the new agents there, they didn't go to the dude that brought me in.
Right.
They came to me. When they opened up a new the store that's at the Old Navy that's in North Bergen, I was the first loss prevention lead in that store.
Because you went up beyond the call of duty.
Yeah.
So they paid attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, nobody can be mad at you for that. You
So
know what I'm saying?
but what I did was I took the mindset of an opportunist because I was going to create my own opportunities.
Absolutely.
When I had that interview for that position, the manager was like, because I was when Old Navy was at the Garden State Plaza in Paramus. It was the flagship store. Right? This was years ago. So the manager's like, but you here, you Garden State. This is the flagship. Why would you want to go to this little store in North Bergen? I was like, because this isn't my store.
Right.
This is where I work, but it's not mine. I was brought here. Somebody brought me on here. It's a so-and-so store. If I'm going to grow in this company, I got to go somewhere where I can plant my flag and shine on my own one, too.
And you know what? I'm going to applaud that, man. I'm going to say this. I've always been guilty, and my mother actually put me in check on this. I was the type of dude, happy-go-lucky, cool, whatever. Want love from everybody, all this, whatever. And I would get a situation, like a dope situation or a dope opportunity, and I would bring everybody into it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I would bring everybody, my boys, my partner, this, that, whatever. And one of them, because maybe they were either mad because it's me that's bringing them in, or upset because it's me that's bringing them in or whatever like that, somehow will F up the opportunity. And everybody's losing from it now because you didn't F'd up this opportunity and you didn't realize I brought you into this, so let me handle it a certain way. They'll go around back doors, you know. They'll make little calls on the side or whatever like that, trying to parlay an additional opportunity, and we didn't get this one off the ground first. You feel me? And it would mess up the whole thing. And then the person that gave the opportunity is like, you know what, Norm, you know, bro, I was trying to look out for you, but you bringing in a whole other element to it that I don't even want to be bothered with. And this was happening a lot when I was younger. And my mother said, why do why can't you just get established the way you want to first and then look out for your peoples? Because your own peoples is messing up your opportunities.
Yes.
So I had to check that. And I'm like, damn, she's right. Had a major opportunity at one time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring in such and such, or I'm going to, call up such and such, whatever. And they would come in, they would get in, see what they can get out of it for themselves, whatever. It would backfire, and then they out, and then the whole opportunity is gone. And the same people I'm talking about now, they've gotten the opportunities to do certain things, and I'm like, well, they're going to have to remember I brought them into situations before. I looked out for them. I always stayed loyal.
Right.
Always showed myself to be true.
Right.
Let me see if they're going to bring me into this situation. And like Howard said, they was scared.
Wow, he called me by my government up here.
Yeah, I'm saying like HRJ, I said they was scared because they felt as though if they brought me into their opportunity,
right,
that I would take over.
Right.
That I would own it. People would see me more than they see them.
Right.
Which that's not the case, because I know how to take a good backseat and just follow. I know how to follow. And good leaders also know how to follow.
Yes. Clap yourself up.
So,
bro.
I mean, trust me, it all this comes with maturity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I've made mistakes before in my life, whatever like that. But, hey, man, I'm a half century years old.
Right.
I don't got time to keep making the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's like in stuff that used to bother me a lot, it bothers me a lot less now. It bothers me a lot less now because I'm more focused. You know what I'm saying? I see things more clearly and everything. So, I mean, all I'm saying is if you get an opportunity, sometimes you do have to take the lone wolf road until you establish that opportunity, and then bring other people in. Then create the team. Then create the group. But get the opportunity that you were given going first. Let that flourish first. And I realize that you can't bring everybody into your circle. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Let me say this with regards to that. You have to be as generous with your dreams and your goals as you are with your money. And I say that to say not so much that, we give money here and there, whatever, we being charitable. I'm not talking in that concept. If some Joe Blow out the street just comes, hey, Norm, can I get 500? F yourself.
Right.
Kill yourself. Drink some Clorox and let me know what happens afterwards.
Damn.
So you and I say that to say we don't just give our money to anybody all willy-nilly. So you can't share your dreams and goals with people.
Agreed.
All willy-nilly. So that's what I mean when I say you have to be as generous with your dreams and your goals as you are with your money.
Right.
Or shall I say you have to be as conservative with your dreams and goals as you are with your money.
Right.
Because if you do just wind out being overly generous with your dreams and goals and your money, you will find yourself both financially and spiritually bankrupt.
I agree. No. And say that last part, you'll find yourself what?
Spiritually and financially
Woo!
bankrupt.
But being spiritually bankrupt, that's something to deal with. That's deep.
And without the spiritual component, none of this works. None of it. All your plans, all your machinations, your dreams, whatever. If you're not dealing with a higher power, higher authority, if you're not consulting God first and subjecting yourself to God first, none of these things are going to work. And I wanted to piggyback on what the general and what HR said. Wisdom dictates that I be more keenly aware of who I choose to share myself with. I'm not going to change. I'm 46. I'm not going to change. So like you, I'm loving. I'm kind. I want everyone to get together. This, that, and the third. But what I find in my life, like you, General, is that when I share myself and I share my dream, right? I made the mistake of not recognizing that people are opportunists. People are negative.
Right.
People have the wrong intention. So now what I have to do is I have to do a lot of groundwork in the beginning to see who this person is, what type of character they are, what they're really, really about. And number two, I have to take the long road to establish myself so that I can be in a position of power.
Right.
Because in this world, when you present weakness, people just want to take advantage. So I come powerful. This is what I got to offer. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm not. Now I'm looking to see how you deal with that power. Are you afraid of it? Are you do you want to usurp me? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Then I'm going to look whether or not you're selfish, whether you play well with others, or you can't delay gratification.
Right.
Me. That's childish. Me. Now. That's child. So I said, oh, that person's a child. So you have to do the groundwork initially, and then after you've done all of those things, then you could get to be the general, right? Then you could get to bring people in that share your vision, but but you don't want to change. You don't want to be cruel. You don't want to be mean-hearted. You don't want to be arrogant and just off the chain with yourself.
Absolutely.
But you got to do the work initially to see who and what you're dealing with. And you got to be a lone wolf to establish the power. Because in a society, if people view you without power, they're just going to want to take advantage of you. Now, that ain't the way I see the world, but that is the way the world is.
All right, let's shout out the chat room. Shout out to Tracy, who is saying hello to Dawood.
Trey.
Mother F the rest of us.
Trey.
She says... Something we talked about while you talk. She said her son just went through that. She says blessings follow because someone somewhere will see your talent. True that.
Absolutely.
And then she says, and be real, people are envious.
Yes.
And be real, people are envious, jeopardize you, and are jealous. Watch out for the wolves. Speak though. So she's definitely a fan of Dawood.
Absolutely. Shout out to Vicky Combs. Vicky, what's up?
And shout out to Vicky.
Shout out to Prince. Yeah, shout out to Prince.
Shout out to some of the people that are watching us on BKS1 Radio Entertainment on Instagram. We got Finding My Purpose 10, Boss Bully 72, Window Boy, FML's Photography, and okay, so they're enjoying the messages on all of our platforms for the most part. It is 11 o'clock, top of the hour. Let's switch gears, guys. Let's go right into the We Want to Know question. We want to thank everybody for participating in the question of the day. Feel free to reach out if you want to drop some comments. We'll still read those comments.
Play the commercial.
The what?
KS1, one of those.
This what?
That one. One of those. Between those.
That's what's up.
All right, we are coming right back. Quick break. Don't go nowhere, but stay tuned because we got something for you.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio, let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Brooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
All right, we are back. And let's jump into this right quick. Yo, what is today's We Want to Know question?
Today's We Want to Know question. Oh, I'm further away from the TV.
Right there on your monitor. Right there.
Is it?
Yeah. Give it a second.
Yeah, give it a second. Hold on.
Glasses.
I usually sit on the far end, but you know.
There it is.
Does the awareness of sexual harassment make you more socially conscious? And that question came from
cautious. Supposed to be cautious.
Supposed to be cautious.
That question came from
Man,
I was having a conversation with a group of friends or whatever, and we were talking about how when we go out to social events, we were like, okay, who's more likely to kind of get things started? If girls start dancing, is the party gonna get lit? Or if guys start dancing, or if guys pull the girls to them, are they going to make them start dancing? But then my co-host here was just like, one of you guys, you guys were like, well, honestly, nowadays we're not really prone to going up to the girl to start dancing because of the social climate of sexual harassment and everyone's outing everyone. You just want to play it safe and just stay against the wall. So I wanted to know how you guys feel about that.
Listen, I don't have nothing to do with none of y'all.
Wow.
Nah, cause here's the thing, and once again, it's not a matter of what's going down today. You step to somebody today, and whatever happens, and then you go on with the rest of your life, cause that's all that's happening today. Nobody's coming out with anything that just happened to them. Everybody's coming out their ass with something that happened 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So I'm looking towards the future. I'm more concerned about, listen, if I don't have nothing to say to you today, I don't have to worry about what you're going to say about me 10, 15 years from now. So, quite frankly, I have my wife. I have a couple of females that my wife know be around me, so I ain't got to worry about them. And I'll be cordial. I'll be polite. But beyond that, mother F the rest of y'all, because you're not putting me out there.
In my government, in the other job that I have, I'm hyper. Listen, they got classes, email blast, this is how you have to interact, this is how you have to be respectful of others, we're going to go on a seminar and be politically correct. So on my other hustle, my other job, it's constantly pushed, and you can get a little paranoid. Okay, if I just simply, sometimes I'll touch y'all and be like, not just subconsciously doing it, like, I agree with you, I want to have this physical contact. You are now literally talking about lawsuits. You're literally talking about losing your job. Right. Now, I am not saying that I am not for the empowerment of women, because I am, and I'm for equality. But this hyper vitriolic, super sensitive, you can lose your livelihood, you can lose your reputation. When someone can lodge a complaint against you on my job and you are set down while they wait to decide whether or not it's true or not. I thought that you're supposed to have a trial, guilty, innocent. While I'm waiting, you can literally wither on the vine because someone made an accusation against you. Right. And it messes up your character, and it messes up your money and your opportunity. I am not with that.
I feel you, man. It just makes you, with everything going on right now, and it's funny, I saw I think it was CNN on one of them. They had little block squares of pictures of everybody that's been charged with some type of sexual misconduct. You know what I'm saying? On whatever level. And I'm just like, man.
It was all men, wasn't it?
All men.
Now peep game. The women might take offense to this, and mother F you if you do. I really don't care. I'm on one today. Later, Glow. All of this stuff that's coming out against men, and I'm all for women being empowered. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
I believe in equality. I believe in equality so much to the extent that now you've put men, not you all, but many of you, generally speaking, have put men in a position. Hold on for a second. We got a caller coming in. Caller from the 908. Sit tight for 1 second. Make sure you turn down your speakers in the background, please. You created an environment. Sit tight, brother. You created an environment where men, to go to this question, has this made men more socially cautious and conscious? The answer is yes, to the extent that we're not stepping to you. So that gives you the power to do something you really don't want to do, which is now y'all got to step to us. Now you women have to let us know you want us, because otherwise we're not stepping to you. You come to us and you tell us what you want. You tell us how you want it, so that when we give it to you, you can't turn around and say, well, he put himself on me, so on and so forth. So it's going to get to a point now where dudes are going to be like, she made my workplace uncomfortable.
Yep.
she kind of stepped to me in a manner that, and she's my boss. I don't know how I should feel about that. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword.
You want men to be more aware. You want men to be more conscious because you want to be respected more. And I get that. I'm not taking anything away from that. But give it time. Stop thinking in the now and start playing chess instead of checkers and think 5-10 years from now. Just watch what happens 5-10 years from now. Call it from the 908, state your name and where you're calling from. You are on the Man Cave Morning Show, BKS1.com.
Good morning. My name is Ralph Terry, and I'm calling from Phillipsburg,
Oh,
New Jersey.
Ralph.
EC
What's up, Ralph?
Good morning,
EC
Ralph.
is representing. What's up, brother?
Bang, bang.
Ralph has been here before.
What's going on, Harold? What's going on, Dawood?
Ralph, my brother,
What's up, Ralph? What's on your mind,
Yes,
brother?
sir. Yes, sir.
No, man, I've been calling everybody that has a show about this entire thing about the sexual harassment, sexual workplace stuff. People have been asking my opinion because of some of the other things that I do. Like,
Right.
how does that affect?
Go ahead, tell us what you do, Ralph.
Please tell us what you do, Ralph.
You want me to say it? I'll say it.
Let Ralph tell. Let Ralph. What do you do, Ralph?
Well, as Dawood put it earlier, my secondary hustle is I work in the adult movie business. And the sexual harassment thing is one of the biggest problems that we have going on right now. I don't know how much you gentlemen, like the one gentleman, brother said that he saw CNN. Yes, one of the people that's been accused of this particular instance in our business is Ron Jeremy. And now it's been also Mr. Marcus.
Wow.
I think, yeah.
Porn stars accused of sexual
Porn
harassment.
stars accused of
Wrap
sexual
your head
harassment.
around that.
Well, now correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong, Ralph. I mean, what you do in front of the camera, that's the job. Now, if you try to
That's the
take
job.
it, after the money shot and the director says cut, and the actor wants to keep it moving, that's beyond the profession, right?
Yes, that is beyond profession, but this particular circumstances, particularly the one with Mr. Marcus, is not either of these two circumstances. A girl accused him of sexual assault because they were at a party, and he just reached over to touch her to get her attention.
Thank
to
you,
say,
sir.
hey, what's going on? And she turned around and accused him. First, she accused him of touching her. Then she accused him of groping her. Then she turned around again and accused her of grabbing her ass.
Right.
Many people were standing there and saw this and said that's not what happened. But what she did is that now she was a white girl, white blonde. She went and complained to the club security, who what it was that they were walking around filming it, and they felt that there was enough there for them to tell Mr. Marcus that he had lead. It took 4 security people to escort this gentleman out of the building, which was unnecessary.
They said, take you and that baseball cap and get the hell up out of here.
Said none of that happened. None of that happened.
Ralph,
he just went over
even
to touch her to say, hey, what's going on?
Ralph, even though there were witnesses there stating at the time this did not happen, I was right there, I see it, he was still escorted out, right?
Still. And the killer of it was that the people that said that we saw it didn't happen were all women. They weren't guys. You can see, say, okay, maybe you guys were bad together. No, this was women in the adult business saying, no, that did not happen. She brought out proportion. What she failed to mention is that yes, she was half drunk. That's what she failed to mention.
All right, Ralph, give me
That's
one
what she told a lie and said that she didn't know who she was. The two of them been in the porn business for years. There's no way. No way you would not know who this man was.
Right.
All right, Ralph, give me 1 second, and we have a second caller on the 908. I need you to stand by. I'm going to read some of these comments on the Instagram Live. Wonder Boy said he's got a point. Shout out to It's Diane Dr. A. Marie, or Dramery. So what's his point, though? I think it would still... Wonder Boy says, I think I would still approach a female to dance, though. You go ahead with that if you want to. It's Diane says, yeah, exactly. Learn how to read social cues from women. Yeah, learn how to watch me stay on the other side of the room. That's cowardly. No one said don't step to us. We're saying don't abuse us. There's a huge difference. Well, to that, I will say better safe than sorry. I'll be on the other side of the room. You can step to me if you want to. Because you can't have it both ways. So you just have to be careful. You still all should approach women. Not all women are like that. Just be careful. Wow, that's see. Here's the thing. I'm being hyper careful.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Better be.
It's easy to say, nah, you can still step to us. You can still step to, but you're not the one I'm stepping to, or that the other dude that some dude is stepping to. They ain't stepping to you saying it's okay. Come talk to us. No. It'd be the dude that come correct, step to a sister, you know, and actually give her a genuine compliment, but she feeling herself more than she necessarily should, and she gonna run down the human resources. Next thing you know, this dude who's just saying, hey, that's a nice blouse.
Right.
Now, it's not the dude's fault that, you know, you were blessed and you were abundant and your cups runneth over. You put yourself out there like that. Dude just said that's a nice blouse. Nothing sideways about it. But because you felt conscious about walking out the house looking like a hoe. No, I'm just joking. No.
See? But here you go. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Bang, bang.
Shout out to Facebook Live. Wifey says the complaints have been about inappropriate behavior. If you accidentally bump into someone and grab her arm to stop her from falling, that's not the same as cornering her and pulling her in for unwanted sexual advance.
That's true. And do we got the other caller from the 908?
Hey, Ralph, I want to thank you for calling in, brother. Let's take this other call.
Ralph, love you.
Love you too, man.
All right, baby.
All right, do we have that second call from the 908?
Thanks for calling in, Ralph. And that's crazy, man.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
State your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, so I just want to say it's DeAndre Marie. So you read my name wrong.
Hey, listen,
I was the one
it's very small lettering on the screen. Don't be mad at me. It's very small
He doesn't
lettering.
have his spectacles on.
Watch him. Wow.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just
Let me put my
letting you know
glasses
I'm
on
DeAndre
now.
Marie.
Let me put my
So
glasses
hi
on.
y'all.
Hello. Welcome to the
what
show.
I wanted to say was, I'm good. How are you?
What's good, baby?
Good.
All right. Okay.
All right, go ahead. Make your point.
Good. Okay. Sorry. I am. I got you. All right. So my point is basically that, basically going off of my comments, like I think that there is a huge difference in what the conversation is about. The sexual abuse has been going on for a very, very, very long time. And I think women are just saying, like, that's not okay. This is not a social norm anymore. Like, that's not acceptable. And I think rightfully so. I think we can all agree it's not socially acceptable. It's not something that should just happen because men can't, quote unquote, control themselves. We're all human beings. We all have to control ourselves and our emotions. Like, we're all grown at the end of the day. But as far as saying that, like, I get what you're saying. You want to be cautious. You don't even want to be accused. At the same time, though, you just have to know your social cues. I don't know, like, you don't just go up to someone you don't know and touch them. You don't just yell down the street, hey, yo, ma, and grab my arm. No, that's not okay. And I don't care if you're a man or not. I don't know you. Why are you grabbing me? Why are you calling me something that's not my name?
No, all of that goes all of that goes within reason, and I take nothing away from that. However, the reality exists that there are people out there who, those social cues you talking about, there are people out there who don't have education, who don't have good home training, whose lives wrap around loving hip hop and all and Black Ink or whatever, and they don't know how to read social cues, let alone give off proper social cues. All they know is what's going on in the media today. So if somebody steps to them, and I'm not even talking about the Ayo Mas, I'm not talking about the obvious, blatant situations. I'm talking about decent dudes who step to women and somehow, some way it gets turned on them. And I've seen it happen.
And I would like to add to that. What if I do read the social cues, I am appropriate, and it's me and a woman, and there's no one else around, and I do nothing inappropriate, and the woman lies? Boom. The woman lies about what happened.
Well,
no
of
one
course.
else is around. What's going on?
That's definitely a no. I mean, and I'm even addressing that. Of course, you have the women that do lie, and that messes it up for everyone, and that makes, you have the comments that you do. Because if nobody was lying, I don't think your comments would be the exact, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be the same thing. Because it's like, yeah, you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, chill. But because you have women who could misconstrue the truth, or like you said earlier in your example about commenting on a blouse, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they have their own things going on in their head. Yeah, some women do lie, and I'm not gonna say that doesn't happen. However, it still shouldn't take away from the fact that it does happen, and it shouldn't take away from the women that do tell the truth, even if it is 15, 20 years down the road.
Which is what makes this such a complicated issue.
Hold up. Let me make this point. So let me ask you a question. As a woman, if 10 years ago, 10 years ago, just saying, a man inappropriately grabbed your bottom, grabbed it, whatever, and you was like, oh, wait, don't ever do that again, blah, 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 blah. And then You know, this man became very high in his profession, his career, whatever he's doing or whatever. Would you come out 10 years later and speak about that? And do you think this man should lose his career, his position?
Great question. Thank you. I think that's okay. If I addressed it 10 years ago and me addressing it was me telling him, don't ever do that again, don't ever put your hands on me like that again, I feel like that's how I chose to address it. You know what I mean? Now, it's just like if you get in an argument with somebody and you say, hey, look, don't bring that up again, and then 10 years later they bring it up after you thought it was already solved and dealt with. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's fair if it's already been handled, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? As far as do I think someone should lose their job? That's kind of not really my personal call. That has to do with the companies they work for. That has to do with, you know, how the company or whoever the brand that they're representing, how they want to be represented, because these people who are high and up there and are celebrities, they're endorsed by certain companies. They're representing certain people. And if those people don't want that stigma attached to their name, yeah, they're going to lose their job. So that's how it is, even if you're not a celebrity.
So for that same scenario that I gave you, do you think it's right for another woman that went through that same scenario to bring that to the media 10 years later? Not address that man personally, but bring that to the media. Do you think that's right? Do you think that's fair?
Okay. Question to your question. It depends. Now, if someone asking me, like, oh, hey, you know, we know you used to chill with X, Y, and Z, through the years, how was that? And then that is that woman's choice to say, yeah, I mean, we was cool until he, you know, grabbed me or whatever. But that's not the same thing as actually like, okay, let me actually go out of my way to bring this out. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm going to change your name to Sammy Davis Yamaguchi because you tap dancing and ice skating all through this question. So let me repose it another way. Let me put it to you like this. Norm asked you, because you got me clapping now. No, seriously. Norm asked you if a dude stepped to you inappropriately and you handled it when you handled it. Then 10 years later, he got some status. After having handled the situation 10 years ago, would you still consider the situation handled and go on with your life, or would you blow the dude's spot up and let the world and the media know that he treated you inappropriately 10 years before, regardless to the fact that you had considered it handled by yourself 10 years prior? Is that the way? Is that
it? Basically, yep.
Now that is the question that it sounded like you were about to answer, but then I started hearing tap shoes and like the Nutcracker music playing because you were like, you know, ice skating and tap dancing for the rest. But go ahead, I love you.
No, we all love you.
I have a question. I have a question. No. I have a better question for you. No, don't listen to that. I have a better question for you.
Okay.
Don't listen. Don't let them patronize you like that. I have a better question for you. So
I don't feel patronized.
Okay, good. No, I know how they get.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You still.
Oh no, I don't be afraid of these people. I'm not afraid.
What you mean these people?
Ask your question, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you think ladies are coming out at all? Like, let's talk more on long term, like 10 years later. Why do you think ladies are coming out and speaking their piece? Like, do you think it's they're letting off an emotional burden, or you know, what do you think the reasoning is for?
I think it's more so an emotional burden. I think that the trauma that comes along with being sexually abused on any level, regardless of if somebody just grabbed your butt or if someone rapes you, I think it's a huge trauma, and sometimes you just need to get it out there. Now, as far as the women, like the ones that initially came forth, I'm not really too sure about their claims. However, it has opened the door for all the other women who have felt hidden and who have felt patronized and who have felt like they could have never said anything ever. That is giving them the power and the strength to come out with their stories.
I
mean, you're asking me questions like I feel like you guys are asking me questions like you're asking me to answer for like a group of women. Like I can't. I'm not the voice of all women everywhere. I'm the voice of DeAndre Marie.
But you know what? I respect your view. I'm sorry, I will. I respect your view and your opinion. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's a funny situation on both sides. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not justifying anything. You know, first of all, I'm just talking about a pat on the butt, and that's serious. That's a serious thing, especially if you say stop or don't ever do that to me again or whatever. But there are people coming out 10 years later just for that, and people are losing careers. They're losing relationships, their marriage, whatever, and like they felt the need to go right to the media with it because of their status. Now, if this person didn't have no status or whatever, would they have went to the media with it? No. Let's be honest.
No, probably not. No, that's what I mean. They probably would not have gone to the media, but I said that's a little different than like if someone asked you about your relationship with that person. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like it could still be handled and settled, but if you're just saying, hey, you know, how was that? You know, I saw that you guys was friends for all these years. Like, what's good with y'all? And if that's my business that I want to say it, even if it's handled, that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to the media and trying to put someone out there. But if that's a part of my life and that's a part of my story, you can't deny someone from answering a question or talking about their life at the same time.
Right.
Now, I agree with you as far as like, yes, it's a sticky situation on both sides. And I feel like right now, because it's all happening kind of basically at once, it's really changing how like the social norm.
Right.
That was I'll call it a social norm. That's what it was. So we still have to figure out through all this like uncomfortableness what we're going to do moving forward as men and as women. We need to create clear-cut lines, what's okay, what's not okay on both sides, not just what men need to do, women as well, because there are women predators as well, and women who abuse their power as well. Yeah, and so it's uncomfortable, and we don't have all the answers right now because it's been accepted for so long.
You know what?
I just hope through these these type of conversations, I'm sorry, I just hope that through these type of conversations we can figure out how we're going to move forward long term.
Absolutely. And again, I'm going to clap you up because we appreciate you calling in. What's your name again?
DeAndre Marie.
DeAndre Marie, we really appreciate you participating on the Man Cave Morning Show this morning. And you are welcome family now to this show on WBKS1.com. We appreciate you.
Thanks for being a good sport. We love you, dear.
No problem. You guys have a good one.
Respect.
All right, shout out to my mother-in-law, Marcia. She says, no, it was handled 10 years ago. There is no need to bring it back after 10 years. If someone else came out with something recent, it might be a different story. Tracy says it hurts them and they want compensation. They want other people to know and be aware that people live with that type of trauma. Now, people just happen. You guys didn't see this on camera. I just happen to have my hand here, and Yo's hand is next to me, and I attacked her. Didn't know it. But when I realized the first thing I said was, sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Excuse me. All right? That wasn't just me being polite. That's me thinking 10, 15 years from now, I don't want her to come out, after I'm getting ready to get my Oscar or something, and she says, when we was doing this show in Plainfield, he was caressing my hand under the table. No, I don't want that.
You see, okay. Well,
hashtag full disclosure, I'm being socially cautious.
Let me piggyback off that.
But wait a minute, too. I got a problem with HR, you telling the caller that you love them. We got that on tape.
I don't care.
We got that on tape. We're going to use it against you.
Okay. Wow.
And we're going to find out who this caller was.
Whatever.
That was very inappropriate.
I said we, though. I ain't say I love
Don't
you.
pull us into your mess. Don't do that.
The views expressed.
But see what I'm saying? We joking about it. But see how something like that can get flipped? You see what I'm saying? And it was totally harmless. If she was a certain type of person, he told me he loved me.
The way she didn't answer that question, I think she is maybe that type of person. Because she ain't say what she would do 10 years from now.
Exactly. I'm sorry, yo.
Y'all going to get the tap dance music.
Let me ask a question to piggyback off what HR said. How have you guys individually changed your ways since this social climate has took a turn? Like, what are new things or new little nuances you've done to, keep yourself safe out of it?
Mother F all y'all. I keep you at a distance. What's up?
Yeah. I'm totally. I mean, of course we're different. I mean, because we're married. You know what I'm saying? We're married. You know what I'm saying? But even with certain things before, with certain people, again, if you're not in my circle, I'm not showing you that normal type of love that I always used to show. You know, and it's just general. You know, if I see you, hey, what's up? Or give you a hug, or give you a pat on the back, or whatever like that, or you know what I'm saying? Or when I greet you now, I'm either giving you the fist bump or shaking a hand. Now it's different with the team here, where we all show each other love.
Right.
That's just how we are. We fam here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But certain people now, you gotta watch them, because they'll take something, the simplest little kindness, little gesture or whatever, and take that and flip it and twist it, you know, for their own little reasoning or whatever, and it could work against you in a lot of ways.
There was a spot that I used to frequent years ago in my town, and when you go to the same place, you develop a vibe with the people there. Oh, Jesus. Who this? Uh-oh. I'll tell my story later. This one gets it. Go ahead, baby.
I was going to say, another thing that people, not just guys or women, have to be conscious of is perception.
Mrs. HR.
Al Franken resigned from his job because he had allegations. And when he did his speech, what he said was he remembers the events happening very differently than how the women remember them. So an innocent touch from you to Yo may seem like an innocent touch, but she may perceive it as, oh my God, he's abusing me. He's using his power over me to whatever.
That's why I put it out there.
It's all about perception. You know, a woman can see things the way they want to see things, just as a man can see things the way they want to see things. He may think, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I brushed by her in the hallway and I touched her arm, I touched her shoulder, I accidentally cupped her breast by accident, you know, because I bumped into her and my hands went up. You know, she may see that as, oh my God, this is my boss and he just groped me in the hallway.
I have a question. I have a question to that. You said that perception, right? So whose perception is more valid? The man's perception or the woman's perception? Because obviously I did not have the intention on doing anything wrong, but the woman perceived it in the wrong way. So who has more weight in that instance?
There is no more valid, because you can't dictate how I feel about a situation, just as I can't dictate how you feel about a situation. There is no more valid. However, in today's society, there's a little more weight put on my perception, because in their eyes, I'm the victim of that incident.
And if this happens to happen in occur in a professional milieu, and now the woman, who has the perception that something happened, takes the man to HR, and the entire time the man is saying, "Listen, that's not what happened. That's not how I see it. Whatever." Now, how does it get weighted then?
In that case, it's there's three sides to every story. There's, his side, her side, and, what happened. So in that case, all you can do is bring the facts to whoever is in HR, and, it's up to them to ultimately decide what to do. So they're the arbitrator. They're the judge in the situation. Sometimes it comes out fair. Sometimes it doesn't. But, there's not to be done about that. You can argue your case until you're blue in the face. But if HR says, you know what, you should have kept your hands at your side. You should have touched her, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I can't dictate how a situation will go down. However, it's all about perception. It's all about how you felt the situation went down and how she felt the situation go down. Hey. And if she feels, you did me dirty, it's up to HR to figure out how it happened. HR's office, not my husband.
You know what?
Miss HR.
I'm curious, because like my wife came home. And babe, I don't care about putting your business out there. Just you don't put mine out there. My wife came home and was like, I was talking to this guy. It says such at work or blah 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 blah. He came up to my desk or whatever, and when he was talking to her, he places his hand on her knee.
Oh, I'm going to visit him.
You know what I'm saying? But
oh God.
But it to her it was just like, okay, it came over. That's just him. That's just him.
But to you,
and I'm like,
that's a violation.
Tell that Negro.
I gotta come see this Joker.
Tell that Negro. He can talk to you from a distance.
Don't you ever
talk to you from a distance.
Send your email.
I don't think talking involves physical placing a hand on the knee or any part of your body or your shoulder or whatever like that. So just curb that. before I have to curb it.
And again, that's you showing your possession over your wife. That has nothing to do with her, her feeling assaulted or, disrespected in the workplace. Like, for example, I photograph models for book covers.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a male model in the studio, hell, any model in the studio, and I need to, I can't explain to them the position I need them to be in. My first question is it okay if I touch you? If they say yes, and I let them know, I'm only going to ask one. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. I'm not in a room with them by myself. I have the other model plus a makeup artist plus whoever's assisting me that day. And then I will proceed to, put my hands and move them to the way I need to move them. Obviously not in a sexual manner, but you get the point. You have to get permission, and you have to be careful.
Right.
Like, even though, it's not in anybody who knows me knows assaulting anybody is just not in my nature. I have to be careful because that's my professional business. I have to conduct myself in a professional manner. And, going to a 9-to-5, touching somebody is not a professional thing, but I still have to ask, even though they know, what? She's just trying to explain to me what I can't understand. I have to physically move them to the position they need to be in. The same with women. If I have a woman in my studio and I'm just doing pictures of her, is it okay if I touch you? Yes, okay. And I tell them, I'm never going to touch you in any inappropriate way, but I just need to move your body this way, move your body that way, tuck your shirt into your pants if, I already have your position. I don't want you to move.
Hey, you had me all the way up to the tuck the shirt. Hold up, man. tell that motherfucker to tuck his own damn shirt. Let me come in the studio and find you tucking in random shirts.
HR.
I've had to tuck in shirts. I've had to tuck out shirts.
I'm starting to come and inspect these damn photo shoots from now on.
No, you're not. Let her do
you
her
will
craft.
be getting a visit from the black
no
belts.
idea.
I'm like,
Dude,
I'm like
do her
this
thing.
man with,
Let her
at the
do her
studio.
thing.
with my wife and vice versa. It's just it's a respect thing. I mean, of course, I don't expect basic physical contact. I'm talking about basic physical contact. I'm not going to go crazy over or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? I see it all the time. We go to places, whatever, somebody haven't seen my wife in a while, with a brother, with a hey, and a hug and whatever. Like that. Stuff like that don't bother me. But it's all about respect. You know what I'm saying? It's about respect. So like, I respect the fact that your wife says, well, can I tuck in your shirt, or can I, just fix your hair a certain way, or do whatever. No, I'm saying that's part of the job. She's a photographer.
They tucking their own damn shirt.
You got to create.
Taria, I'm gonna let you go now. I'm just letting you know ahead of time that when I come home, I'm gonna be emotionally withdrawn from you for the first 15 seconds that I walk in the house. Thanks for calling, babe. Love you. Bye.
And he just destroyed our free photo shoot.
Oh,
okay, thank you.
Pretty much. Oh, that's hilarious.
But I mean, call in if you had a situation at your job, workplace, or a situation period.
Somebody touch your booty.
Yeah, where you consider it sexual misconduct. Call in, tell us how you handled it. How did you deal with that situation? Or have you ever been involved in a sexual harassment situation with your job, workplace, church, wherever? Call in
646-233-1302.
All right, you know where you're at, the Man Cave Morning Show. And is it time for On This Day?
We're going to play a commercial.
The second one. Oh, okay. All right, we coming right back with On This Day, where Dawood drop some knowledge on what happened on this day. We coming right back. WBKS1.com.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouzet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
All right, so before we jump in on this day, we're showing you these commercials to let you know who the original where the original hot fire is on the internet when it comes to radio. Is BKS1.com. See, we had to step the game up. See, we had a lot of people. We came out. We was doing a Ustream thing, and then people would come, soak up a little bit of knowledge, kind of like what the Greeks did to the ancient Egyptians. Come through, sit at the feet of the masters, soak up the knowledge, take what little bit they could comprehend, get the hell out, go out into the world and try to do their own thing and make the world think they started something new. No, we are not the biters. We are the mother effing meal. Right here at BKS1Radio.com. It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. So we're going to show you these commercials, and we're going to keep on being at all these events so you can see who gives us the drop to let you know. And you take that back to all of your friends who you see on live and Blog Talk Radio. Go ahead, Norm.
Well, anyway, we're about to, okay.
Get that on this day.
Yes, on this day.
On this day, December 21st, Joshua Josh Gibson, the home run king of the Negro Baseball League, was born in Buena Vista, Georgia in 1911. On this day, P.B.S. Pineback was the first black state governor of Louisiana. He died in Washington, D.C. on this day in 1921. On this day, Horace Mann Bond was the former president of Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. He died at age 70 at Atlanta, Georgia on this day in 1972. On this day, Patricia Robert Harris was named the first African-American secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development by President Jimmy Carter, December 21st, 1976. That's what happened on this day.
Debatably the best part of the show.
Thank you. And deaf to all swagger jackers, we are the original. And just because we are humble does not mean we will not cut your head off. We the best. Ever forget that.
DJ Khaled voice.
That's right.
I humbly am just thankful to be here and waking up this morning. I thank God every day just to be able to do this.
And I thank God swagger jackers will be revealed in time.
I'm just humble.
Sincerest form of flattery.
And thankful.
That's right. Biters.
Love everyone.
Beat biters. Dope style takers. Tell you to your face you ain't nothing but a faker.
Ooh, bars.
Sorry, Nick. You bit.
Shout out to, can we read some comments? I know we've been missing comments. I'm sorry that the Instagram got cut off on the phone because y'all was coming in with a lot of comments before it got cut off and I had to restart it.
Julian says, everybody trying to cut a check, man. If I was low life and broke, you're not wasting your time to speak up when it was 10 or more years ago. Some females will dry snitch for that check. Notice I said some. Tracy says, when women are harassed, most of the time they will set boundaries, and that's what you have to do at all times. Audrey says, I will touch their back. Facts. Okay. Let's see what's popping in.
We're getting merchandise. Boom,
yeah,
facts.
For real. Okay,
merch.
See here. A lot of emojis and whatnot. Shout out to Cracks Comedy, GKB Ghost, Medusa 1878, Mental Supreme. That's one of my brothers. Fair in Action. She's shooting. Okay, she says always ask exactly. Fair in Action says consent is needed. Period. It is an invasion of personal space. Deandra Marie is back with us. And then there's Dig S Rio says hashtag Super Gully. Don't know what the hell they talking about.
No, it's saying the show is Super Gully.
Oh, okay, cool. That works.
Okay.
Shout out to
I
Diggs.
can't wait to come back on the show. Okay. Morning Family for show. Oh, that's dope. Hashtag on this day. Shout out to
respect.
Ski Casanova. And and he's there. Yeah, over there.
No doubt. Salute. Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for joining us today. But any one of the questions. So the first question we asked was,
are you a lone wolf or are you a team player?
Yes. Are you a lone wolf or are you a team player? You can call in, comment on that question. And the second question we asked was,
does the awareness of sexual harassment make men more socially cautious or conscious?
Yeah.
And or conscious.
Are you scared now to approach women in certain ways because of all the stuff that's going on with these sexual misconduct charges? We want to know. You can call in
646-233-1302.
You see the number up there on the screen and everything. Also, if there's something you want us to talk about, if there's a topic that touches your nerve and you want to talk about it on the Man Cave Morning Show, make sure you hit either one of us up. You can hit me up, DM me at DJ StormNormBKS, or on my Twitter at Storm of BKS1, or my Facebook. If you know my Facebook, hit me up. HRJR
at HS Reed Jr. Instagram and Twitter.
Yo.
You can catch me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at The Real Yolande, YOLANDE.
And Wooski.
Instagram, Dawood Ali 260. Facebook, Dawood Jeffries.
Yeah, just hit us up, man. If you got a topic suggestion and you want us to go in on something, we're going to go in on it on the Man Cave Morning Show, man. This is what we do because this is your show. This really is your show. It's not even about us. So salute to everybody, man, on the check-in this morning. Shout out to everybody on Periscope, YouTube, and the different other platforms that we are on.
I think we need to jack that slogan and bring it back to life. We just got to teach the youngins over here.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
No, we're going to do it after the show because we're going to make it a family thing.
No doubt. And what's going on right now with Trump? No, real quick, with Trump, real quick. I heard he did something again. Did they pass that bill? I
listen.
The tax bill.
They passed it.
Net neutrality tax bill.
No. The tax bill.
Go ahead.
They passed it, and then they went on TV, and it was pretty much a kneecap sucking, nut stroking fest for like 15 minutes, where everybody sat up there talking about, oh, Mr. President, how great you are. Oh, we couldn't have done this without your exquisite leadership. Oh, your nuts taste so salty. And I was disgusted. So I don't even want to talk about it.
Trickle down economics didn't work for Reagan, and it ain't gonna work for Trump.
So what happened with the Neutrality Act?
Oh, that's gone. So it's just a matter of time before the interweb's going to start costing you a whole lot more money.
They destroyed net neutrality legally.
Wow.
So carriers are going to start restricting your bandwidth and charging you.
Crazy.
No, they still got to vote on it. Congress didn't vote on it yet.
They didn't vote on it?
No, the Congress needs to vote on it before it gets put into practice. But
drown them lines at your congressman. Let them know we ain't with it. 82% of the American public are against it.
Listen, that dude that proposed it, IG something, like he doesn't care about what anyone has to say about it. Like, he's just adamant about really putting it through. And honestly, I think it's going to be more of a disservice to everyone than anything else, especially us as a black community, because we use social media to organize.
I agree.
A lot of Black Lives Matter blew up because of social media and because of the internet. And
now they're going to be people with restricting the bandwidth so that the information that we have given out, we're not going to be able to get to the people.
Right.
Fascism, bruh.
Right.
Crazy, man.
Peep this. A U.S. judge in Nevada declared a mistrial Wednesday in the case against a states' rights figure, his two sons, and another man accused of leading a 2014 armed standoff with federal agents during a cattle grazing dispute. Chief U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro in Las Vegas dismissed a jury seated last month for the long-awaited trial of Cliven Bundy, his sons Ryan and Ammon Bundy, and self-styled Montana militia leader Ryan Payne. It is the latest in a string of failed prosecutions in Nevada and Oregon against those who have opposed federal control of vast swaths of land in the American West. Mother F all that. Let me tell you what this is about. We live in a country where a 12-year-old boy playing in the park is approached by police and shot down dead within 5 seconds. Yet this group of white men can actually lock and load, arm up, get their peoples behind them, point their weapons at federal agents saying, mother F y'all, we ain't going nowhere, and y'all ain't coming over here. And not only do they not get mowed down, they get taken in, they get to go to court, and they don't even get to have their day in court because the judge cuts them loose. Now understand how a mistrial works. A mistrial is not the same as being acquitted or found not guilty.
Right.
Apparently somewhere along the line in the legal process, the judge says there's not enough material to move further fairly. So they kind of put the case on timeout. The person who is the defendant, they're free to go at that point. And the prosecution has to determine whether or not they're going to reopen and retry the case. So for all intents and purposes, right now, these dudes got over. Welcome to America.
Okay, so these group of white men were armed and brandishing their weapons against the police. Is that correct?
Feds.
Okay, so a group of armed white people were okay. And if I'm black and unarmed,
you're dead.
I can be sitting down.
You're dead.
I can be standing up.
You're dead.
I can be in the car.
You're dead.
I can be out of the car.
Bang, bang.
I could be running towards you.
You're dead.
I could be running away from you.
You're dead.
I could have a job.
You're dead.
I could not have a job.
You're dead.
You're dead.
Bang, bang.
The price of being black in this country is...
You're dead.
Speak on it.
Yeah, man. Not a good thing.
Speak on
man.
it.
Not a good thing. Things ain't gonna get no better anytime soon.
So if there are white people out there watching us, because I got white people who get mad at me when I post hashtag Dear White People, but this is what I want you to understand. We live in a country where, in a community that is 70% African American,
70%.
They elect their own mayor, or they elect a mayor who happens to look like them. Then you have your coon ass pets in your city council holding some seats just to keep them warm and say, I have a few black friends. Right? And then they won't give a man the keys to his own office so he could run the town to do the job that he was
duly elected
to do. But y'all will put a dude in office, and here's the thing. America, the people, did not elect Donald Trump. The system of the Electoral College is what elected Donald Trump.
Absolutely. I agree.
More people voted for the other person, yet he's president.
All right, so I cringe every time I hear one of these jackass pundits talk about the people elected the president. No, he didn't know. The people didn't know such thing.
Yo, it's a sad state right now, man. I mean, anything good, anything great, the previous president, Obama, put in place.
Yes.
This man has literally just taken apart.
Yes.
And chopped it up. Or just dismissed it altogether.
But you know what that does?
What?
That sets it up for somebody in the next presidential election. That sets it up for them to just straight swagger jack Donald Trump slogan, because somebody's gonna have to come along to make America great again.
True.
Facts.
And I just hope, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying, because next year, he's going to start campaigning again. He's going to start campaigning again hard. He's going to go hard. And if we let him back in office for a second term, if y'all vote for this dude again, we deserve everything that's coming to us.
Agreed.
Everything.
Agreed. You deserve that sexual harassment. You deserve that rape, that pedophilia, destroying net neutrality, destroying the Social Security system, taking rights and monies from the VA system.
North Korea dropping
all that. We deserve all of it.
Damn, that felt good.
It did.
Yeah, man. Do we have a moment of clarity? Is it that time?
Nah, we got time before that, man. Unless you just want to call it a day early.
I'm just saying, bro.
We got time. We got a few minutes, man.
Yeah.
We got a few minutes.
And calling too, because also, not only on the topic questions can you call in, you got a song request. We'll break for you and play a song that you want us to play for you. All right, so
for love.
Yeah, you want to hear that?
Yes.
What made you think of that song?
All day.
I'm curious, bro.
HR did. I'm following him.
Go see my wife when I get up out of here. After I walk in the house and emotionally withdraw for 15 seconds,
Mrs.
I might
HR.
have to find another way to withdraw. Yeah,
find a way to make a way.
I'll be there every day.
Youngsters and Young Thundercats. Witness real music.
Y'all know nothing about this. Why?
Witness it.
Don't hate her when I say she don't know nothing about this.
That's right. Come on, yo. What you know about this?
She don't know nothing about this.
Yes,
there we go. This predates the cell phone. This predates the beeper. This predates the two-way. This predates the gram.
Old heads. Call in.
This is when Instagram was getting your drugs quick.
I would give a t-shirt. I would give a BKS1 radio t-shirt to the person that knows the name of this artist on FB Live. You're on FB Live, or you call in and tell us, you gotta call it. Call it and tell us the name of this artist that made Break for Love. You know that, you get a t-shirt.
For love. Yeah. We can vibe with you for a couple minutes. It ain't gotta be all about serious talk. We here for you. You might not be able to shake your ass at your desk. So live vicariously through us.
Tap your feet.
I want to be the man that you want me to be.
Shaking my ass under the table, you can't see it. Look at my shoulders though.
There's no need to worry. I'm gonna give you love the way you want it to be. I'll be there every morning, baby, to hold you tight. And that's why, baby, you don't have to wonder why I love you. I need you. Got to have you. I need you right now.
All right, take us out. We're gonna wrap this up. All right. Shout out to Miss Sandy Bradley in the chat. Whatever you said,
Mrs. General.
Whatever you said, she said, babe, you know I know the answer. oh, to the question. Okay, so she said, all right.
To what
Julie,
question?
no,
The artist.
no,
She was the artist of the song.
no, you don't count.
Oh, who
That's
the answer?
him.
Oh, for real? No, you don't count, bro.
No.
You don't count. And Sandy, you already got a t-shirt, babe. You got all my damn t-shirts.
Sandy owns every t-shirt in the house and the station.
All right, shout out to Audrey who says she tells her son, godson, etc., that the system is set up to incarcerate, kill, etc. Our black men. Try your best to not draw too much attention to yourselves. This country is bull shizzle. And she did not edit it as I did. All right. She said to the young woman that drink, there is nothing wrong with that. However, always be aware of your surroundings and know who your friends are. Me personally, I do not drink whenever I go out with my friends that drink. I have their backs. No one is going off with any strangers. Also, Audrey's the group cock blocker is what she's saying. No, she's the designated driver. I'm just playing. All right, listen. We're going to wrap this up. We're glad you could vibe with us today for a couple hours. All right, this has been the Man Cave Morning Show. I am your host, HRJR. On behalf of Dawood Ali, our girl Yo, DJ General the Storm Norman, we're going to call it a day. We love you. But dig, I'm going to leave you with this ride. Where's my situation? Today's moment of midlife clarity is this. The only difference between a lump of coal and a precious diamond is one was able to withstand the pressure more than the other one. That being said, we're going to leave you as we always leave you with just two things. One, we love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Two, the impossible is only impossible until you step up and make it possible. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. We will see you in 22 hours.
Bang, bang.
Deuces. I got a crew with me. I got the squad
up.
Super producer extraordinaire, Storm Norman General.
I'm going to keep it real like you never heard me keep it real on any other show on WBKS1.com.
Yeah. Dawood Ali, bangs on the beats. I give him no rest and no retreat. Good nullifies evil.
New to the family, her name is Yo. Give us some love.
Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at The Real Yolan.
See?
Hashtag we want to know.
Yolanda.
And I'm going to put these dudes on the spot.
A lot of people sent her questions that they want to ask us as men. I don't want nobody to get offended on this particular show. We're going to keep it real about what's going on in the news, our personal lives maybe, topics that y'all may want to talk about.
www.wbks1.com.
Bang, bang.
I got a crew.
Kill that.